Good morning, everybody. My name is Sarah Cunningham, and my AP, Heather Crystal, and I presented this workshop at the Internationals Network Conference on February 1st, 2001. The topic of our workshop was student circle keepers. And in this short video, I will try to show you the content of what we did, the links to resources we have, and a little bit about how to use them. All materials can be gotten at through the participant facing agenda. Um, we want to start by walking you through the agenda a little bit. So, the objective of our workshop was to talk about creating student circle keeper cohorts at our schools. Some of us already are well on our way, others of us are just starting to have those ideas. And so, the materials in here should be useful to people no matter where they are in the spectrum of student circle keepers. We started with an icebreaker, a link to Drawasaurus, because in every circle, there is a format that kind of helps students respect the sacredness, in a way, of the circle. Um, by having this kind of consistent format, kids learn what is expected of them and they learn to better participate. So we ran our workshop in the structure of a circle, starting with an icebreaker. The icebreaker we chose to use was Drawasaurus, which has a link here, which is a lot of fun. It's kind of like Pictionary. Kids really get active talking while they are drawing, and it definitely tends to loosen up the audience. From there, we had a check in, which is also a traditional part of a circle. In this case, we asked one of our student circle keepers to host it, and they chose to use some pictures of dogs, dogs in various moods, so that people could talk about how they're feeling today. And again, create a sense of community, finding communality between the participants. The next thing that we always include is a talking piece. Talking pieces during a pandemic are rather difficult since you cannot pass one object from person to person. Therefore, we created a link to different ways of incorporating talking pieces during the coronavirus. What we chose to do in our workshop was simply to show something that we would use if we were in person, and talk about its significance. And these pieces, they're very important for students and for circles in general because it creates a sense of respect by holding something that is important to someone else. Not only do you know that it is one mic, but you also know that this is something that you should pay attention to, be respectful of, honor in a way. From there, we got into the meat of our workshop. Um, we use the curriculum from the Morningside Center for Teaching Social Responsibility, and they have a wealth of activities that we can access, that anyone can access, as well as trainings. I'm not sure how that works for people who are outside of the New York City Department of Education, but people within the NYCDOE can attend various trainings that are really thoughtful and meaty, and come highly recommended. We talked a little bit about our beliefs, which we got from Morningside. One of the things our school wants to do is perhaps tweak these so they're in the words of our school, because buy in is very important for having a culture of restorative justice and having a culture of circles. So, our beliefs: no man is an island, our well being as individuals is inextricably linked to the well being of our community as a whole. We all have gifts. We all have the capacity to listen, learn, care, and act to make a world better for ourselves and our community. We're resilient. We can overcome old hurts, free ourselves from destructive habits, and tap our strengths. It's about relationships. Without thoughtful, sustained, loving support, we can help young people develop their capabilities and skills they need to thrive and to contribute to a better world. From there, we talked a little bit about breaking into small groups and discussing what circle keepers would look like in our schools. Some of us have already a fully fledged student circle keeper culture. Others of us are just starting to come around to that idea. Because of that, we included these lesson plans. These are the lesson plans that Heather and I have created at our school for our current cohort of circle keepers. Our school has had circle keepers for a couple of years now, but making the transition to remote has been rather difficult. These lessons may be useful to you because they are all designed to be in a remote setting. And for the most part, the meetings have gone quite well. So it is something that can be done. Um, we also include here a blank circle template so that you can use this same structure as you design lessons. So these are the lessons that we have been doing as a school this year with our student circle keepers. From there, we broke into two groups to kind of give people more of what they actually needed. People who were new to it were able to brainstorm together and talk to our student circle keepers. And those who were further along could discuss kind of the hurdles of transitioning into remote learning and other problems that they are experiencing right now. One of the beautiful things of our workshop was that we had four student circle keepers with us, um, who were able to supply their point of view on the work that we're doing. And so that was something that was really, really lovely to hear from the students themselves. Um, the last thing I should highlight, probably, and re highlight, is that we included a bunch of resources from our own school's advisory curriculum. This contains a wealth of resources um, in terms of hosting advisory, especially in a remote age. So, if you are interested in icebreakers, if you're interested in community building activities, if you're interested in how other school systems are doing things, there really are so many things here that you can access. And the beautiful thing about this document is that many of them are immediately replicable. You don't have to have a wealth of knowledge, you don't have to have sat through the Circle Keepers training. You can simply look at these, decide which are best for your community, and use them immediately. So that's all for today. I hope that some of this material is useful for you. I encourage you to look through the materials because there really are a wealth of resources here. Thank you so very much.